The Chuck Jones era of Tom and Jerry, that ran from 1963 to 1967, represents a distinct and often controversial chapter in the iconic cat and mouse duo's history that was created by Hanna-Barbera. Following the closure of MGM's original animation studio in 1957 and the brief, critically panned run by Gene Deitch in Czechoslovakia from 1961 to 1962, MGM revived the series in 1963, hiring the legendary Warner Bros. Former director Chuck Jones to helm new shorts. Jones, fresh off his incredible success at Warner Bros., creating characters like the Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote, Pepe Le Pew, and directing many classic Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck shorts, was brought in as a producer and director. Jones formed his own studio, Sip Tower 12 Productions, later renamed MGM Animation Visual Arts, specifically to produce the new Tom and Jerry cartoons for MGM. Many talented animators from Warner Bros. Followed him, including legendary voice actor Mel Blanc, who also voiced the duo in this era, and storyman and writer Michael Maltese. Jones oversaw the production of 34 new theatrical shorts during this period. These were initially released to theaters before appearing on television. Narrative structure: the stories often had a clearer setup, development, and payoff, sometimes feeling more like miniature comedies, with a beginning, middle, and end rather than just a string of violent encounters. Shift in humor and tone, less relentless slapstick. While violence was still present, Jones toned down the constant, high-impact mayhem of the Hanna-Barbera era. Gags were often more carefully constructed and relied more on character motivation, psychology, and irony. More cerebral and character-driven, Jones focused more on the characters themselves. Tom's motivations, beyond just catching Jerry, were explored more. His pride, his laziness, his moments of sentimentality or despair. Jerry was often portrayed as more purely mischievous and clever, sometimes bordering on sadistic. Emphasis on expression and reaction. Jones was a master of facial expression and body language. Many gags revolved around Tom's elaborate reaction to pain, frustration, or humiliation, often involving slow burns, double takes, and extreme takes. Jerry's smug satisfaction was also a key element. The animation became more graphic, stylized, and less realistic than the Hanna-Barbera era. Backgrounds were often more painterly and impressionistic. The character movement, while still fluid, emphasized expressive poses and reactions over pure physical action. Musical changes: Jones brought in composer Eugene Podany, who worked with him at Warner Bros. Podany's scores were generally lighter, more whimsical, and used more contemporary instrumentation, like electric guitars and organs, compared to Scott Bradley's complex orchestral arrangements. The music often felt more cartoony and less integral to the action than Bradley's work. Tom underwent the most dramatic change. Jones gave him a much more stylized, angular look. His face became longer and narrower, his eyes became wider and more circular, and he gained thick, bushy eyebrows. This design heavily resembled Jones' later creation, The Grinch, who debuted in 1966. His fur often appeared more textured or scruffy, His movements were often more graceful and deliberate, resembling a ballet dancer or a stage actor. He carried himself with an air of theatrical arrogance and self-importance. Even in failure, there was a sense of dignity, or at least an attempt at it. Jerry also redesigned, though less drastically. He became rounder, with much larger, more expressive eyes, often taking up a significant portion of his face, giving him a more innocent, vulnerable look. His ears were larger and more flexible. His actions were broader and more cartoonish, aligning with Jones' signature style. Jerry's movements also became more balletic and theatrical. He often performed elaborate, almost choreographed routines to torment Tom, emphasizing spectacle over subtlety. Jones introduced a few new characters, most notably Tiny Bulldog. He temporarily replaced the role of Spike Bulldog during this era. He has two visual designs. As an average-sized bulldog, his role is similar to Spike, which is to defend Jerry against Tom. He is shown as a bodyguard to protect Jerry, though more reserved and mild-mannered, akin to Spike. As a midget-sized dog, he is loyal and devoted towards Jerry and acts feisty and ferocious towards anyone who is a threat to his mouse master. Robocat, a clunky, metallic, clearly robotic version of Tom. It has visible joints, rivets, antennae, and glowing eyes. Its movements are stiff and mechanical, contrasting sharply with Tom's fluid, if often frantic animation. Dupli Cat is an orange cat that appeared in the episode Cat and Dupli Cat. He is Tom's rival and fights him over Jerry. Nipper Mouse is best known as a close friend of Jerry Mouse, engaging in various antics against their common foe, Tomcat. Toodles Galore appears in this era with a redesigned, more cat-like features than in the Hanna-Barbera era, with two whiskers and puffier cheeks. She retains her white fur and blue eyes. Some notable episodes: The Cat Above and the Mouse Below, arguably the best of this era, features Tom as an opera singer, a clear Jones archetype, and Jerry tormenting him from the ceiling. Is There a Doctor in the Mouse? Jerry creates a potion that makes him super fast, which causes Tom nothing but trouble. Jerry Go Round. While escaping Tom, Jerry finds shelter at the circus and helps an elephant by removing a tag from its foot. Pure Chance to Dream. Tom has a nightmare of being pounded by a giant dog. The Mouse from Hunger. A spy parody. Jerry is a secret agent sent on a mission to steal cheese from a heavily guarded refrigerator by the evil Tom. Divisive among fans, the Jones era remains highly controversial. Longtime fans of the original Hanna-Barbera shorts often criticize it for the drastic character redesigns, finding Tom ugly and Jerry too cutesy, the perceived lack of energy and edge compared to the Hanna-Barbera era, the shift in humor away from the pure slapstick, the different musical style. Some scenes are also very disturbing. However, this era is also appreciated by many animation enthusiasts and fans of Jones' Looney Tunes work for its high artistic quality and distinctive visual style. Jones' masterful timing, staging, and character animation, the cleverness and wit of the gags, even if different, the influence of Jones' unique comedic sensibility. The Gene Deitch era introduced the concept of setting Tom and Jerry outside of a house, but this era refined this approach more effectively. The ideas were better executed, but they also capitalized on the untapped potential to enhance the comedic elements. Jones' character designs, particularly Tom's Grinch-like look, became highly recognizable and were used extensively in the Tom and Jerry merchandise and later adaptations for decades. His version defined the character's look for a whole generation of children growing up in the 60s and 70s through TV reruns. The era ended in 1967 when MGM, facing financial difficulties and changing market dynamics, theatrical shorts declining in favor of TV, closed its animation division for the final time in 1970, and Jones moved on to other projects, including adapting the classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas for TV later in 1966. The Chuck Jones era in the mid-60s was a bold reinvention of Tom and Jerry. It traded the frenetic, violent slapstick of the Hanna-Barbera years for a more stylized, character-driven, and psychologically nuanced approach defined by Jones' unique visual flair and comedic timing. While divisive and a significant departure from the original formula, it stands as a distinct, artistically ambitious, and influential period in the franchise's long history, showcasing the unique talents of one of animation's greatest directors applied to these iconic characters.
There's only one way to be remembered, and that's by what you do. It's just so surprising to me that our stuff seemed to maintain its credibility after so many years.